So for this video, we will be talking about the emergency rescue and short distance transfer of an injured person. So emergency rescue and transfer deal with the movement of the victim away from the hazardous location and the use of protective method to support the body of the victim while on transfer. Involvement of first aider in the emergency rescue and transfer of a short distance is very limited in situations when professional ambulance or rescue personnel or equipment are not yet available or not readily available. So it is very important for them to decide what to do. But first of all, if the personnel or rescue personnel is available, so they will be only assisting them to transfer the victim in away from the hazardous place or location. So when you say emergency rescue and transfer, so it is the moving of the victim from a hazardous location to a safety place or location that is away from hazards and vulnerabilities. In an emergency rescue, it is very important that you have procedures to do. So what should be the procedure when a responder or first aider arrived in an hazardous location where the victim is located? So the procedure is, first, you have to avoid subjecting for unnecessary disturbances to the victim. Next is very important to, this is the second, so ensure airway to the victim. Third is, you have to, if there is bleeding, you have to control the bleeding. Fourth is, check for injuries. It is very important to check injuries so that you will know where to touch the victim. Fifth is, immobilize the injured parts of the victim for the transfer. And lastly, you have to prepare for the transfer of the victim into a professional or you, because you're giving just an immediate care, so you have to bring them to the hospital or any professional personnel who can give them correct or right treatment for them.
First methods of transfer is the immediate rescue without assistance. First, pulling the victim. If a person must be pulled or dragged to safety, he should be pulled in the direction of the long axis of his body, preferably from the shoulders, not sideways. So, the one that will rescue must put his hands in the lower portion of the shoulder and pull. Every effort must be made to avoid bending or twisting his neck or trunk. There is also another technique using a blanket. The danger is less if a blanket or similar object can be placed beneath him so that he can ride the object. Note: do not try to lift or carry an injured person before a check for injuries can be made, unless you are sure that there is no major fracture or involvement of his neck or spine. Second is lifting the victim. A lightweight adult or a child who has no serious wounds or skeletal injuries may be carried by one person. Place one hand under his knees and the other under his upper back and armpit for support. So, it's like carrying a baby. There should be a guidance and support. Third, supporting the victim. A person who has no serious wounds or skeletal injuries, who has not had a heart attack, and who is conscious may be assisted to walk to safety. Help him to his feet, place one of his arms around your neck, hold his hand at your chest level, and place your other arm about his waist for additional support. An assistant may be used if available. So, the victim must be at the center. The one that will support is in his side like this, and the other one is like this. Ice rescue. First, A useful device for ice rescue is a light ladder from 14 to 18 feet long with a light, strong line attached to the lowest rung. Second, the ladder should be shoved out on the ice to the limit of its length, and the cord will serve as an extension. Third, the rescuer may crawl out on the ladder to assist the victim if necessary. If the ice breaks under the ladder will angle upward from the broken ice area and can be drawn to safety by other persons. Fourth, other usable rescue devices are buoys, ropes, sticks, poles, and even a human chain of rescuers lying prone on the ice. Fifth, victims of skating accidents who fall through the ice may require artificial respiration, which should be administered in the way to shelter, as well as warning and treatment for shock.
So today, I will be discussing the immediate rescue with assistance. But before anything else, I will give you a short idea of what is emergency rescue. So, emergency rescue is a technical term for a rescue taking place under hazardous circumstances and with high risk to the rescue personnel, but must be done immediately to save a person's life. So that is a short idea of what is an emergency rescue. So now let's proceed to the immediate rescue with assistance. First is we have the chair carry. Chair carry. If a second person is available to assist but no litter or blanket is available, a convenient technique for carrying a person is to seat him on a strong chair. This method is also satisfactory for going up and down stairs, through narrow corridors and around corners. This technique is not suitable for persons with neck or back injuries or injuries of the legs. Fore and aft carry. The fore and aft carry is a two-man technique. It may be used in moving an unconscious person, but is not applicable when there is a serious injuries of the trunk or there are fractures. Two-handed and four-handed seats. Another two-man rescue technique is a two-handed seat or swing. Serious injuries and is able to cooperate with his rescuer, he may be placed on a two-handed seat as shown, with his arms about the knees of the first and workers and his back supported by their free hands. Or the four-handed seat may be used.
In a rescue operation involving fire, it's essential to remain calm and assess the situation first. You need to evaluate the fire size, location, and potential hazard to avoid putting yourselves or others in danger. Once you have assessed the situation, the first step is to call emergency services and provide them with the necessary information, including the locations and details of the fire. Alert others in the area of the fire, instructing them to evacuate if possible. Determine the best way to rescue the person in need of help. Assess if you can safely approach the person or if you need to find an alternative methods to reach them. If you possible, look for firefighting equipment such as fire extinguisher, blankets, or hoses to control or suppress the fire if it's safe to do so. This may create a safer environment for the rescue. In case the fire becomes uncontrollable or if your safety is compromised, prioritize your own safety and evacuate the area. Notify the emergency services of any changes in the situation. If you can safely approach the person, reassure them and provide clear instructions. on how to evacuate or assist them in moving to a safer location. If necessary, help them help them by supporting their movement or carrying them if they are unable to move on their own. Once you have reached a safe location, assess the person's condition. If they are injured, provide first aid if you are trained to do so, or wait for medical professionals to arrive. It's important to remember that your safety should always be a priority during any rescue operation. Only attempt a rescue if you believe it can be done safely, and follow the instructions of emergency services personnel when they arrive.